I wish to highlight one of the most blessed and most powerful acts of worship. You and I know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has prescribed upon us the 5 daily prayers known as as-salah. The term as-salah does not translate as prayer, but the word prayer is probably the closest to try and explain the term salah. Because if we were to say prayer in the English language, and if I were to ask you to pray, people who don't know would probably supplicate and engage in what we know as dua, which is also called prayer. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us an understanding. But I'm referring to the 5 daily prayers that start with a beautiful intention and then the words Allahu Akbar, raising our hands and placing them where Allah has instructed us to place them, and then ending it with Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah on the right side and so on. So that is as-salah. It is by far one of the most important acts of worship, but within the salah there is a certain position that is by far the loftiest, the most loved by Allah, the highest position, considered the position wherein which the son of Adam, meaning humankind, would be the closest to his Lord, subhanallah. أَقْرَبُ مَا يَكُونُ الْعَبْدُ لِرَبِّهِ. The closest that a worshipper could be to his Rabb, to his Lord, is, what is it? وَهُوَ سَاجِدٌ. The position of sujood, prostration. When you put your head on the ground for Allah in a specific way during the 5 daily prayers, there is no position that can be closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala than that, in terms of a worshipper trying to gain that closeness to Allah.
The very first thing Allah is going to ask you about, you, very first thing Yawm al-Qiyamah, when the person is standing there, Allah is going to ask him about his prayer. He's not going to ask about birru walidain. He's not going to ask about riba. He's not going to ask about siyam, hajj, umrah. He's going to ask you about what did you do about those prayers. We have a lot of youngsters in this masjid right now. And this is not only for the youngsters, but the Nabi told us about our religion, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, the whole world, the whole earth has been made for me and my ummah, a masjid and a purifier. So whenever the time for salat comes, anybody, everyone has to pray. The Muslim doesn't have an excuse. I don't have any water. The earth has been made a purifier. Make tayammum. The person says, but I'm not in the masjid. I'm not in the place of prayer. I'm in the university. Al-Islam says, you have to go and find a place to pray. Islam gave us a window of opportunity. If you can't pray right on time, you have to pray somewhere in between that time. The Muslim doesn't have a right. The man can't pray standing up. He has to pray sitting down. The person is paralyzed on his back. He has to pray on his back. Salat won't be taken off.
Everybody looking.